Okay, so welcome po sa Module 12 Network Troubleshooting of Enterprise Networking, Security, and Automation course. So the objective of this module is to explain how network documentation is developed and used to troubleshoot network issues. Compare troubleshooting methods that use systematic layered approach or layered model. Describe different networking troubleshooting tools. Determine the symptoms and causes of network problem using a layered model. Troubleshoot a network using layered model. So, network documentation. Accurate and complete network documentation is required to effectively monitor and troubleshoot network. Common network documentation, dapat ito yung laman niya, yung physical topology, floor plan, logical topology, yung summary on how devices are interconnected to each other. Network device documentation that records all pertinent device information such as specification. Network performance baseline documentation. All network documentation should be kept in a single location. Dapat may backup daw tayo. Kunyari kung ito po ay mga paper documentation or digital record, dapat meron tayong backup para in case mawala po yung kopya. So, kung makikita nyo, halos parehas, wala naman pong difference yung itsura nitong physical topology dito sa logical topology natin using Cisco icons. Pero, in reality po, pagka sinabi pong physical topology, ito po yung floor plan. Okay, floor plan on how na-cable layout po yung mga devices natin. Okay, including yung mga location, yung mga location doon sa building natin. Yung logical topology, of course, ganito na yun, summary. Usually, makikita lang naman natin dito pangalan po ng mga devices, interface number, IP address. Okay. So, network device documentation should contain accurate, up-to-date record of network hardware and software. In short, yung mga specs. Documentation should include all pertinent information about the network devices. Usually sa mga malalaking organization po, ginagawa ito eh. Of course, sa mga maliliit na offices, usually binabaliwala ito eh. Kasi nga, maliit lang naman po yung sakop ng network at madali lang naman pong i-troubleshoot yung mga problem kung meron man. A network baseline is used to establish normal network performance to determine the personality of a network under normal condition. Establishing a network performance baseline requires collecting performance data from the port and devices that are essentials to the network operation. So the baseline data is as follows. Provide insight into whether the current network design can meet business requirement, can reveal areas of congestion or areas in network that are underutilized. Actually, meron naman pong mga tools, software na pwedeng gamitin para makapag-create po ng network baseline. Yung iba pong tools dito, may mga ano pa yan, may mga pie graph, may mga bar graph, na kung saan makikita nyo yung mga CPU utilization, bandwidth utilization ng network natin. Example niyan yung PRTG, MRTG, yung Nagios yata, meron din yung graphing. Yan. So yun po yung mga tools na pwedeng gamitin, especially sa mga malalaking organization. Sa mga end devices natin such as computer, usually meron naman silang built-in tools dyan kagaya po ng sa task manager. Meron kayong makikita doon ng mga performance sa CPU, ng memory, ng storage, sa kanang network. Yan. So pwede yun pagbasihan ninyo. Halimbawa sa unang implementation nyo na bukas ng network ninyo, wala pang masyadong traffic, no? Makikita nyo yung record na yun, no? At yun na i-document ninyo. Para sa mga darating na panahon, kunyari mga 5 years from now or siguro mga 2 years ganyan, no? I-compare ninyo ngayon. Baka mamaya overutilize na yung CPU. Yung mga storage natin unti-unting napupuno, ano? So meron kayong comparison. So, network documentation is step, ano? Ayan. So determine what types of data to collect. Ayan. So when conducting the initial baseline daw, start by selecting a few variables that represent the defined policies, no? If too many data points are selected, the amount of data can be overwhelming, making analysis of the data collected difficult, no? So magsimula daw tayo sa simple lang, no? And of course, pwedeng update natin along the way. Good starting variable are interface utilization, network utilization, saka CPU utilization, kagaya ng nabanggit natin kanina. Step number 2, identify devices and ports of interest, no? Yan. A logical network topology pwedeng magamit natin, no, in identifying key devices and ports to monitor. Kagaya po niya, no, dito sa ating topology, yung PC1 daw, no, the admin terminal, yung 2 servers natin, server 1, server 2, yung mga key points, no, router interfaces, yung mga ports natin sa mga switches. Step number 3, determine the baseline duration. Kapag nagka-capture daw tayo ng data for analysis, no, the period specified should be at a minimum of 7 days long. Last no more than 6 weeks unless specific long-term trends need to be measured. Generally daw, a 2 to 4 week baseline is adequate. Magko-conduct tayo ng annual analysis, no? Ibig sabihin yearly of entire network or baseline different section of the network on rotating basis. Analysis must be conducted regularly to understand how the network is affected, no? By the growth and other changes, no? Baka mamaya habang dagdag ka po ng dagdag na mga devices, network devices dito is nako-consume na pala yung yung bandwidth or nako-congest, no? So that's the time po na kailangan nyo ng mag-update ng bandwidth, no? So for data measurement, itong table na to, no, list na command na pwede nyo gamitin. Next, troubleshooting process. So meron tayong systematic approach, no, for troubleshooting. Yan. Although kapag kasanay naman na kayo sa troubleshooting at familiar na kayo sa problema, no, usually ginagawa nyo na kaagad, no? Troubleshooting can be time consuming, sa totoo lang, ano? Because network differs, problem differs, and troubleshooting experience varies, no? Using a structured troubleshooting method will shorten overall troubleshooting time. There are several troubleshooting processes that can be used to solve a problem. Yan po yung sample, no? Yung figure natin, logic flow control o flow chart, sorry, simplify the 3-stage troubleshooting process. Seven-step troubleshooting process. So yung figure na to, no, display more detailed 7-step troubleshooting process. So una daw muna rito, define the problem, no? So verify that there is a problem and then properly define what the problem is. Gather information. Yan, doon sa mga target devices natin, no? And analyze information, no? Identify possible causes using network documentation, network baseline, knowledge bases, and peers, no? Eliminate possible causes. Yan. So progressively eliminate possible causes to eventually identify the most probable cause. Propose hypothesis. So when the most probable cause has been identified, a solution must be formulated. Test hypothesis. Assess the urgency of the problem. Create a rollback plan. Ibig sabihin kung yung ginawa mong step is hindi umubra, ibalik mo, no? Parang ganun. Implement the solution and verify the outcome. Solve the problem. When solved, inform all involved and document the cause and solution to help solve future problems. Sa mga malalaking organization na madalas po ay puro mga paper documents po, no? Sinusunod yung ganito, no? So the table provides questioning guideline, no? And sample open-ended end user question. Yan, so magtatanong tayo, no? Kunyari, ano yung hindi gumagana? Ano ba talaga yung exact problem? So ano ba yung dapat i-accomplish ng user, no? At hindi niya ma-accomplish, no? For a certain reason. Determine the scope of the problem. So who does this issue affects, no? Ibig sabihin na hanggang saan yung lawak ng problema. So is it just you and others? What device is this happening on? O ibig sabihin saan ang device common nangyayari? Determine when the problem occurred, no? Or occurs. Kailangan meron tayo ditong logs, no? Kailan nangyayari yung mga problema. Determine if the problem is constant or intermittent. Determine if anything has changed, no? Simula nung gumana at hindi gumana, ano yung mga nagbago, no? Use questions to eliminate or discover possible problem. Common Cisco iOS command used to gather network problem symptoms, no? Yan yung ping. Yan. So yung ping command nga pala is used to send an echo request packet to an IP address, then waits for a reply. Yung trace route natin, no? Pinapakita nito kung saan dumadaan yung packet natin going to the destination, no? Kung ano yung mga hops na dinaanan niya. Telnet SSH for remote control. Of course, no? SSH po yung recommended kasi nga yan po ay encrypted. Use some show command, no? Kagaya show IP interface brief or IPv6 interface brief to display the summary and status of summary status of interfaces on devices, to view routing table, and to view kung ano yung protocol na tumatakbo doon sa ating device. So pwede rin tayo mag-debug para makita natin real time ano nangyayari doon sa processes, no? And then remember yung OSI sa TCP/IP model na makakatulong ito para i-isolate yung mga problem, ano? So the OSI and TCP/IP model can be applied to isolate network problems when troubleshooting, no? Yan, meron kasi mga certain devices, services na nagpa-fall under ng mga layers, no? Maraming technique for troubleshooting. Yan, so different troubleshooting approaches, no, that can be used, including the following. Meron tinatawag na bottom up, ibig sabihin ito magsisimula ka sa physical papuntang application. Meron pong top down, ibig sabihin from application down to physical. Merong divide and conquer, no? Ibig sabihin yan, halimbawa hindi nagre-reply yung server. Naisip mo, common na baka napalitan yung IP address, no? Pupunta ka doon ngayon. So usually kunyari kung ganun po lagi ang nagiging solution ninyo, edi yung divide and conquer, no? So follow the path, ano? Used to discover the actual traffic path from source to destination to reduce the scope of troubleshooting. So example yan yung tracing, you know? Yan. Tapos meron tayong substitution. Especially sa mga hardware po, no? Kunyari computer hardware, swap ng mga ng mga good known peripherals. Then comparison. Kunyari po sa website, no? Sa isang browser, for example sa Windows, okay siya. Pagdating naman sa ibang operating system, hindi, no? Yan. So, i-compare ninyo, no? Comparison na ano yung pinagkaiba, ganyan. Educated guess. Yan. Ibig sabihin, nahulaan mo lang pero tama, no? Yan. So, success of this method varies based on your troubleshooting, experience, and ability. So, guidelines for selecting troubleshooting method, no? So to quickly resolve network problem, take the time to select the most effective network troubleshooting method. The figure illustrates which method could be used when a certain type of problem is discovered. Of course, no, troubleshooting is a skill that is developed by doing it. No? Yeah, so every network problem you identify and solve get added to your skill set. Common software troubleshooting tools includes the following. Network management system tool. So network software including device level monitoring, configuration, and fault management tool. Tools can be used to investigate and correct network problem. Knowledge bases, online network device vendor. Ibig sabihin nito, kunyari kung hindi mo siya ma-troubleshoot agad-agad, pwede kang pumunta mismo sa website ng vendor and then i-search mo ron, ano ba yung common problem kapag ganito, or ano yung common solution kapag ganito. Baselining. So many tools for automating the network documentation and baselining process are available. Baselining tools help with common documentation tasks such as network diagrams, update network software and hardware documentation, and cost-effectively measure baseline network bandwidth use. Pwede rin po tayong gumamit ng Wireshark, Protocol analyzer can capture and display the physical layer to the application layer information contained in the packet. Marami pang software na pwedeng gamitin na gaya nito, So there are multiple types of hardware troubleshooting tools, Ayan, so syempre sa electronics, meron tayong digital multitester to test yung mga voltages, Cable tester para malaman kung okay pa yung UTP cable natin. Cable analyzer, multifunctional handheld device used to test and certify copper and fiber cables. Portable network analyzer, a specialized device used to troubleshooting switch networks and VLANs. So si Cisco Prime naman, browser-based interface that displays device performance analysis in a switch and routed environment. So pwede rin naman tayong gumamit ng record doon sa syslog para malaman yung problema, Yan. So syslog is used by a syslog client to send text-based log messages to the server. Log messages can be sent to the console by default, Yung ginagawa natin doon sa pagka nag-configure tayo ng router, biglang may nag-up down, kapag no shutdown tayo ng interface. Console message yun. Pwede na naman while we are in the telnet or SSH, tapos nag-configure po tayo ng interface up down, tapos nag-display po doon sa BTY, or pwedeng sa memory, nakasave ito, or mismong sa remote location, kagaya po ng syslog server. Syslog iOS log messages fall into one of 8 levels. Yan, so meron tayong emergencies up to debugging. The lower level number, the higher the severity level. Yan, ibig sabihin 0, may problema yan, hindi yan usable. So by default the console displays level 6 debugging messages. Yan. In the command output, level 0 emergencies to 5 notification are sent to a syslog server at this IP address. So ibig sabihin notification, ibig sabihin 5 to 0, no? Yan. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung gusto mong maipakita dyan sa device na yan, to 0. Yan yung gusto mong ilag doon sa, sa remote server natin. Sa packet tracer, does not support ganitong command. Usually, lagging trap debugging lang yung yung option or 7. Symptoms and causes of a network problem. So, this table lists common symptoms of physical layer network problem. No? Yan, yung performance lower than the baseline. No? Ibig sabihin na parang bumaba siya doon sa, sa baseline mo. No? Loss of connectivity. So, usually sa loss of connectivity, ginagamit po natin yung, yung ping command, no? To determine it. Network bottleneck or congestion. Yeah, for example daw, if route fails, routing protocols could redirect the traffic to, of course, a backup na mabagal. No? This can result in bottleneck. Yeah. So high CPU utilization indicates that the device is operating at or exceeding its design limit. Console error message. Yan. So error messages reported on the device console could indicate a physical layer problem. Console messages should be logged, no, to a central syslog server. Mas maganda kung naka-timestamp din siya para malaman natin exactly kailan nangyari yung yung trouble. No? So power related, no? Check the operational of the pan. No? Usually may mga device na bumibigay po yung cooling pan, no? Kaya nag-overheat. Hardware fault, no? Faulty or corrupted NIC driver. Bad cabling, no? Grounding problem can cause network transmission error, no? Such as late collision, short frame, and jabber, no? Cabling fault. So look for damaged cable, improper cable, and poor crimp connector. Kung yung lugar natin infested ng mga daga, no? Minangat-ngat nila yun. So minsan yun din po yung nagiging cause ng problema natin sa physical. Attenuation naman, kung na-overlook po natin yung yung haba ng media natin or yung distance, no? Minsan halimbawa, instead na sa lower than 100 meters, sumosobra tayo ng 100 meters. So noise, yan yung EMI, no? Yung radio frequency interference, eliminate natin, no? Usually nagagaling yung EMI na yan sa mga, kunyari yung UTP cable na pumatong doon sa AC cord natin. Interface configuration error, no? Causes can include incorrect clock rate, incorrect clock source, and interface not being turned on. So this causes a loss of connectivity with the touch network segment. Exceeding design limit. A component could operate suboptimally if it is being utilized beyond the specification. Yan. CPU overload, no? Symptoms include processes with a high CPU utilization percentages, input queue drop, slow performance, SNMP timeout, no remote access, no DHCP services, telnet and ping are slow or fail to respond. Yan. So kapag ka nag CPU overload yung ating router, switches, servers, no? So ito naman yung mga dapat nating tignan sa data link layer, no? Yan. Ito symptoms daw, no? No functionality or connectivity at the network layer or above. Yan. Some layer 2 problem can stop the exchange of the frame, no, across a link, no, while others only cause network performance degradation. Network is operating below baseline performance level. Yan. So frames can take suboptimal path to their destination but still arrive, causing the network to experience unexpected high bandwidth usage on link. An extended or continuous ping can help reveal if the frame are being dropped. Ibig sabihin yung tumataas po yung tumataas yung ping, no? Yung yung round trip time. Minsan maabot na tayo ng 1,000 milliseconds, no? Excessive broadcast. So operating system use broadcast and multicast extensively, no? Yan, excessive broadcasts are the result of a poorly programmed or configured application. A large layer 2 broadcast domain or an underlying network problem. Console messages. So router send messages, no, when it detects a problem with interpreting incoming frame, or when keep alives are expected but do not arrive. The most common console message that indicate layer 2 problem is the line protocol down. Yan, yun yung common, no? So data link layer problem po yun. Nangyayari din ito, no? Encapsulation error, no? Halimbawa, router to router connected ng gigabit. Gigabit and then UTP cable. Tapos magkaiba sila na encapsulation doon sa dalawang dulo. Yan. So ano yan? Line protocol down yan. Address, no? Occurs when layer 2 and layer 3 addressing is not available. So framing error, no? Yan. Framing errors can be caused by noisy serial line, an improperly designed cable, faulty NIC, duplex mismatch, or an incorrectly configured channel service unit. Ibig sabihin yung ano yan modem, yung CSU. STP failure, no? Or nagkaroon ng loop. Yan. Most STP problem are related, no, to forwarding loop that occurs when no port in redundant topology are blocking the traffic. So sa network layer naman yan, no? Network failure occurs when the network is nearly or completely non-functional, affecting all users and application on the network. So these failures are usually noticed quickly by the user and network administrator, and are obviously critical to the productivity of the company. Yan. Suboptimal performance, no, involve a subset of user application, destination, or traffic, type of traffic. Optimization issues can be difficult, no, to detect and even harder to isolate and diagnose. So this is because they usually involve multiple layers, or even a single host computer. Determining that the problem is a network layer problem can take time. Yan. Kasi ang dami mo i-check, ano? Yan, yung general network issues. And often a change in topology may unknowingly have effects, no, on other areas of the network. Determine whether anything in the network has recently changed, no, and if there is anyone currently working on the infrastructure. Connectivity issues. Check for any equipment and connectivity problem, including power problem. Yung layer 1, no, yung physical layer, check nyo rin yan. Routing table. Check the routing table for anything unexpected, no, such as missing route or unexpected route. Neighbor issues, no, usually sa OSPF, no, check to see if there are any problem with the router forming neighbor adjacency. Maraming issue dyan, yung mga configuration, no. Topology database. Yan. Check the table for anything unexpected, such as missing entries and unexpected entries. So dito naman tayo sa layer 4, transport layer, no. Yan yung selection of traffic flow, no, yung misconfiguration. Yan. Kapag ka nag-apply daw tayo ng ng ECL, dapat sa tamang interface in a correct traffic direction. Kaya po ang access list po, yan pinag-aaralan pong maigi. Sinusubukan po yan sa packet tracer or any emulator software bago po yan i-implement sa tunay na network, ano. Yan yung implicit deny, minsan nakaka-apekto yan tinitignan po kasi doon, 'di ba, sa access list natin, top to bottom yun So anything na hindi mag-match doon sa sa access list mo, automatically denied yun. IP address and IPv4 wildcard mask. Yan, dapat properly properly configured din, no? Kasi baka mamaya may tamaang range ng IP address, no? Yun dapat yung i-allow, baka kasama pala doon sa range ng deny. Selection of transport layer protocol, no? Kagaya po ng HTTP, HTTPS, at iba pa, no? Source and destination port, no? Ensuring that the correct inbound, outbound ports are specified in the access control entry. Use of established keyword, no? Kung nag-expect po kayo ng return traffic. Yan. Usually kapag HTTP, HTTPS yung traffic papalabas, dapat meron siyang pabalikan. Uncommon protocol, no? Yan, misconfigured ACL often cause problem for protocols other than TCP, UDP. Yan, kasi nga sa protocol merong IP, ICMP, TCP, UDP. Yun po yung ginagamit natin, no? So for addressing na yan, meron tayong bootp or DHCP. Yan, yung bootp kasi legacy legacy addressing, legacy parang DHCP, no? So ibig sabihin na pumalit yan si DHCP. So the DHCP request packet has source IPv4 address of quad 0, however not requires both a valid destination and source IPv4 address. Therefore, bootp and DHCP can have difficulty operating over a router running either static or dynamic NAT. Configuring the IP helper feature can help solve the problem. Ibig sabihin nito, yung relay, no? Kung nasa ibang network po yung bibigyan natin ng IP address. So DNS issue, no? A DNS server outside the NAT router does not have accurate representation of the network inside the router. Configuring IPv4 helper can help solve this problem. Ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong device na dapat lagyan ng IP address pero nasa kabilang network, dapat kompleto IP address, subnet mask, gateway, DNS, no? Yan, yung SNMP management station on one side of the NAT router may not be able to contact SNMP agent on the other side. So yung IP helper din na makakatulong dyan. Yan. So tunneling and encryption protocol, no? Encryption and tunneling protocol often require that the traffic be sourced, no, from a specific UDP or TCP port, or use a protocol at the transport layer that cannot be processed by the NAT. Sa application side naman, ito po yung common protocols, no? Yan, SSH, Telnet for remote session, no? HTTP, HTTPS for the web, no? And so on. Components of troubleshooting end-to-end connectivity. Yan. So bottom-up approach step when there is no end-to-end connectivity as follows, no? Yan yung gagawin natin. Tignan daw natin yung physical connectivity at the point where the network communication is stopped. Check for duplex mismatch doon sa interface, sa switch. Check data link and network layer addressing on the local network. Verify that the default gateway is correct. Ensure that devices are determining the correct path from the source to destination. Verify the transport layer is functioning properly. Verify that there are no access list blocking traffic. Ensure that DNS settings are correct. Yan yung common sample troubleshooting yan. So usually daw, what initiate a troubleshooting effort is the discovery that there is a problem with end-to-end connectivity. So two of the most common utilities used to verify this problem is ping and traceroute. Ito po yung example ng sa physical layer, no? Yung show interface is something, The show interfaces command is useful when troubleshooting performance-related issues and hardware is suspected to be at fault. Of interest in the output are the interface status, input queue drops, output queue drops, input error, output errors. So sa data link layer, yung duplex mismatch. Yan. So baka mamaya naka manual half, manual full. So pwede rin tayong gumamit ng ARP sa layer 2 para malaman natin yung mapping ng address. Yeah, so the ARP command in Windows displays and modify entry in ARP cache that are used to store IPv4 addresses and then resolve Ethernet MAC addresses. Another issues to consider when troubleshooting end-to-end connectivity is virtual local area network. For example, the MAC address on the PAS Ethernet 01 should be in the VLAN 10 instead of VLAN 1. So consider nyo rin yan, baka mamaya kung may VLAN design po kayo. So verify the gateway kung properly configured po tayo by pinging din, or show IP route sa Windows route print or netstat -r to display yung route natin. So sa IPv6, yan. So an IPv6 default gateway can be configured manually, using SLAAC or by using DHCP v6 kung dynamic. Usually yung link local po yun ng router. Verify correct path. So when troubleshooting, it is important. It is often necessary to verify the path to the destination network. So the figure now describe the process for both IPv4 IPv6 routing table. The process of forwarding IPv4 and IPv6 packet is based on the longest bit match sa routing table. The routing table process will attempt to forward a packet using the entry in the routing table with the greatest number of leftmost matching bit. So the number of matching bit is indicated in a prefix length, yung slash number. So for verifying the transport layer, ito example. Kunyari gusto natin matest po yung HTTP. We can use telnet. Telnet and then the IP address tapos space yung port 80. Yan, dapat ganito yung makikita natin. Yan yung HTTP. So two of the most common issues that affect transport layer connectivity includes ACL configuration and NAT configuration. A common tool for testing transport layer functionality is telnet utility. For example, the administrator attempts to telnet to R2 using the port 80. So verify ACL. So on a router, there may be ACL that prohibit protocols from passing through the interface in the inbound and outbound. So check natin doon sa interface configuration po kung saan po natin nailagay yung access list. Usually sa DNS naman po, name unresolved, ganun po yung nakikita natin sa ating browser. Yan, so pwede natin siya i-ping by name para mas malaman natin kung reachable siya. May command din naman sa iOS na pwedeng i-test po yung DNS, kagaya po nito, IP host, then yung pangalan ng host, and then yung IP address, then ping. Ibig sabihin ni-resolve niya to, so dapat ma-ping niya yung pangalan. So gumagana siya. Okay. So paki-read po yung module na ito, Tapos meron din po yung mga packet tracer activities so that ma-practice po ninyo yung mga scenario. So maraming salamat po for listening and viewing.